x9. Again, I'm going to use x3 method to solve for the missing value in each. So looking at this first one, we're solving x. And it's not 30, 60, or 45, so that tells us to use trig. So that gives us so we're going to label our sides. So we have H, O, and A. In case we have A and H, so we use cosine of 34 is equal to A, which is 17 over x. Since x is on the bottom, we're going to show x is to 17 over the cosine of 34. We're going to type that into our calculator, 17 divided cosine of 34, which is 20.506. Moving on to the next one, we're given no measures, which is a big use Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to have squared because x is plus the square root of 6 squared is equal to the square root of 11 squared. X squared plus the square root and the square root gives us 6, and again the square root and the square root, which gives us 11. We're going to subtract 6 on both sides, so x squared is equal to 5. We need to square root both sides, so to the square root of 5. Look at the next one. We have an angle measure here, and it is 60, which is one of our special right triangles, so that's our 30, 60, 90. So we're going to set up our ratio for 30, 60, 90, which is the root of 3, 2. And we're going to fill in our small, medium, and large. So in this case, our 3 square rooted. Our medium is n, and our long is m. We're going to go forward for both of these. So we're going to multiply by the square root of 3 to get n. n is equal to 3 root of 2 times square root of. Whenever you multiply those, you're going to multiply whatever's on the outside together and whatever's on the inside together, and then simplify in hand, but in this case can't. So that gives us n, and to get m, you're going to go forward and multiply by 2. So m is going to equal 3 square root of 2 times 2, and again we're by whatever is on the outside together and whatever is on the side, so that becomes 6 square root of 2. That is our n. Alright. And then looks like we have a right triangle on top of a rectangle. So they have the same tick marks. That side is going to be 12 as well. And now we have sides of a triangle. And we have a side of 5, a side of 12. And we have an x. If you remember your Pythagorean triples, and we know 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagorean triple, which means should be 13, but let's just test it out. So we have 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to x squared. 25 plus 144 is equal to x squared is 169, which is equal to x. Guess what the square of 169 is? X is indeed equal to 13. Alright, 35 is showing us an equilateral triangle, and it's splitting in half, and that is the way you get your 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we know that it's equilateral, so y has to equal 6. Okay, and we know that our medium side here is 5 square root of 3, so we can set up our chart if we need to. We have 1 square root of 3, 2, and we're given that the medium side is 5, 3. We don't need to know the long side, and we're trying to get this here, and we can multiply it by 2 to get x. So I'm going to this one just say z for now. Alright, In order to get that, we're going backwards, which means we need to divide by the square root of 3, which means z is 5. But that doesn't mean x 5, because that's only half. In order to get x, we need to multiply that by 2, which means x is 10. And 36, it looks like we're looking for a missing angle, so we can go to trig. So we're going to use our H, O, and so we have A and H, which means we're going to use cosine. Our angle is equal to 16 over 50. In order to get rid of our cosine, we need to use the inverse. And we're going to type that right into our term. Second cosine of 16 over 50 equal to 71.337 is an angle in degrees. Our next one, we have an angle measure of 45, so we can use our 4590 rule. So we have 1 square root of 2. Our hypotenuse is actually 3, so we're going to put that there. And we're only looking for one other leg, so you can put it wherever you need to. Alright, going backwards, which means we are going to divide by square root of 2. And so that means we have x is equal to 3 divided by the square root of 2. 38. So it looks like we have two separate triangles here. Ooh, we have a 46 and a 58, so not quite a 3690. So in this case, it looks like we need to use both of them. So in order to get x, we need to get this side here first to make that y. And we have 9 over here, so I want to focus on this triangle first. Alright, so looking at triangle, I'm going to label my H, O, and A. And we have O and A, so I'm using tangent. So the tangent of 46 equal to y over 9. In order to solve, I'm going to multiply by 9 on both sides. So we 9 times the 46 is 9.320. So y 8320. Now that we have, we can focus on this triangle to get x. Alright, so now I'm going to label this triangle as O A. So we have A because we know A is 0.320, and we have, so we have, which is cosine of 58, which is equal to A, which is 9.30, on x. In order to solve, you're going to, x is equal to 0.20 all over the cosine of 58, which is equal to 0.320 divided by the cosine, which is equal to 17.587. Right. And our last one for this part. Now we have two triangles in this. I have a 45, 45, 90 and a 30, 60, 90. So using trig, we can use our special right triangle rules for this one. Off with this triangle here. In order to get this shared, so I get the shared side, I can go to my second triangle and get it. So looking at 45, 45, 90, so I want 1 square root of 2. I know that looking for that hypotenuse. Alright, so this leg doesn't really matter. The leg to the hypotenuse, you're going to multiply by the square root of 2. So x is a 6 square root of 2. So that's going to be this. Alright, so now actually need to for x. So now we're at a 30, 60, 90. That's 1, 3, 2. We have the short leg now, that is 16 square root of 2. And we're looking for the medium leg, which is, we don't need the long leg. We're going to go forward, which means multiply by the square root of 3. And 6 square root of 2 times the square root of 3 is just going to equal 6 square root of 6.